Welcome. My name is Wolfram of the Traveler's Well, where we explore the journey of the soul through the lens of evolutionary astrology. Today we're exploring Venus retrograde. Venus will turn retrograde on the 22nd of July, 2023, and continue her retrograde motion until September 3rd, when she turns direct again. During the entire period of 43 days when she's retrograde, she will be in the sign of Leo, beginning at 28 degrees Leo and moving retrograde or backwards back to 12 degrees Leo. This entire period as Venus is retrograde holds a beautiful gift, an invitation to find the beauty within and to fall in love with yourself. Now let's start by finding our way to the Temple of Venus. Deep in the woods of the Bavarian Alps, there is a castle, the Castle Linderhof, which we first discovered about 20 years ago. And after years of travel and 8 years of living in Bavaria, has become one of our favorite places. Well, when you're at the castle, you turn your eyes and you look up the mountain, and there you see the Temple of Venus at the top of a mountain. Let's look inside the temple. Inside the temple, we find that Venus is chastising Cupid, her son. She's taking away his arrows. She seems to be saying, I know that you like to play, my boy, but there's more to love than passion. This dynamic is also reflected in the signs of the zodiac that Venus rules. She rules both the sign of Taurus and of Libra. The outer energy of Libra is connected with relationships and finding harmony, but it's dependent upon Taurus, the inner side, where we understand our values and what makes us feel stable. If we're here to consider how to harmonize the inner Taurus and the outer Libra, consider asking some questions. Are you aware of your values? Are your relationships and your relationship expectations aligned with your values? And as a result, are your relationships lasting and sustainable? To explore this further, let's now take a look and explore Venus, Vulcan, and the fountains of love. At her temple on Mount Olympus, Venus has two fountains. One fountain that holds sweet waters and a second that holds bitter waters. In the image before you, you see Vulcan, her husband, shaping and forging the arrows that will be given to young Cupid. Venus takes the arrows and dips them into the waters. And again, some of the arrows will have sweet waters that attract love, and other arrows will be dipped in the bitter waters that repel love. Now, as human, we're all a blend of sweet and bitter. That is just normal. That's what it means to be human. But during this time, when Venus is retrograde, this is a great time to ask, which of the fountains of Venus is most active in your life? And how does that impact your relationships? When we move on to think about Venus being retrograde, this is a special time because it gives us an opportunity to add a little more sweetness to the blend. Because it's a retrograde period, it's a time that is more inward. It's more reflective. It's a time for introspection. When you do this, the goal is to take stock, to revisit relationships, to resolve conflicts, to make relating a little bit sweeter, in effect, to add a little bit more sweetness to the blend in your life. So the next step is for us to explore Venus in the sign of Leo, which is where she will be when she turns retrograde. Venus will be retrograde in the sign of Leo. That sign will contain some of the keys that will help you to make your relationships sweeter. One of the things that is important is this is an inward process. The more confident you are with yourself, the more joyful your relationships can become. The sweet side of Leo embodies 3 things: a joyful self-confidence, and to be joyful and special for your partner, and then to be seen as special yourself. Ultimately, the goal of Venus retrograde in Leo is that this is the perfect time to fall in love with yourself, to love yourself deeply, and to have deep confidence and trust in that loving soul that you are. This is the ultimate goal. So during the period when Venus is retrograde, take the opportunity to slow down. Take the opportunity to go within. Take the opportunity to fall in love with yourself. May you move in harmony with the sun, moon, and stars. May you move in harmony with Venus retrograde.